Hello and welcome to the Leaders Live Generously Summit. My name is Chantelle Miller. I am a transformational guide and breathwork badass. It is my intention today to activate the remembrance of power and truth that lives within you. First of all, I would like to give some big love to Anthony D. Shannon for creating and organizing this transformational event. And also, I would like you just to take a moment to honor yourself and celebrate you for saying yes to you, to expand your consciousness, to grow, to evolve, and to take in new ideas. Because this is what we're here for expansion and for growth. So I see you and I honor you and I celebrate you. I would like to begin by all of us just dropping in to this space together with some deep breaths to create coherence between our mind and our hearts. We often think that wisdom lives in our mind, wisdom comes from the mind, but the truth is, wisdom lives in our body, in our heart. So we will start today with a few intentional breaths, creating coherence and alignment with our heart and our mind. Let's breathe in through our noses and then out through our mouth. As we're breathing in, we are going to picture our breath, our life force energy moving into our heart space. So get comfortable and let's just take a few grounding, heart-centered breaths together. In through the nose. Picture that breath moving into your heart, to the front of your heart. We're going to breathe in again. Oh, picture your breath moving to the back of your heart. Again. Your breath moving into your heart space, opening, expanding. One more breath together. And on this last exhale, as you release, picture your life force, heart energy moving into the collective space. Now that we are grounded and have our hearts and our minds in coherence, in alignment, we create the space, setting an intention to have an open heart and an open mind. So, as we know, we live in an energetic universe. Everything is energy. Einstein showed this to us many, 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 many moons ago when he proved that E equals mc squared. Energy equals matter. So that means everything is energy vibrating on different frequencies. This desk, this microphone, this computer, your cell phone, everything is energy that vibrates on different frequencies, creating the matter of it. So this also means that our thoughts are energy, our feelings are energy. And the way that we think and feel creates our vibration. Our vibration is what we send out into the field, into the universe. And however we are vibrating is what we will get back. It's our magnetic set point, our Think of your feelings, your vibration as a magnet. So wherever you're vibrating is what you're putting out into the field, and what you are going to bring back to you, what you're aligning to, what you're magnetizing to. So when we are in states of fear and worry and lack and limitation, our vibration is low and slow. And that is what we are sending out into the field, creating our experiences. But the great news is we can shift the way we think and feel whenever we choose. So when we change the way we're thinking and feeling, it's going to change our vibration. So when we start giving ourselves love, feeling compassion, feeling excitement, joy, possibility, these are high frequencies of vibration. And that is the energy, the frequency that we are putting out and what we are aligning and magnetizing to. So this is powerful and empowering. You have choice. You have sovereignty to choose the thoughts that you think that create the way that you feel, which sets up your vibration, and your vibration is what creates your experiences. I am someone who lived the majority of my life in a state of fear, a victim. I believed I wasn't enough. I didn't matter, that I was broken. And these thoughts and feelings came from my upbringing, from my programming, from my conditioning. When I was a child, I never knew my father. I was sexually abused as a child. Um, uh, and all of these things that had happened made me see myself in a way and feel about myself in a way that was victimized and less than. And I knew in my heart I was a good person and couldn't understand why I kept recreating experiences in my life that didn't feel good, that 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 weren't joyful and happy. It was because of the way I was vibrating, the way that I was thinking and feeling about myself. So then as I went on in life, I attracted a partner who also was vibrating in lack, in shame and guilt. He was a narcissistic, abusive man. And once I finally escaped that relationship, because it came to a point where I just didn't think that I could keep living it, like I was at the dark night of the soul. And that's when the intuition, the whispers from within were so loud. And I finally started answering those calls and looking for things that felt better. I started hiring coaches and getting mentorship to understand how this human experience works and the connection between mind and body. So, what I now understand and teach others is that whatever is happening inside of us is mirrored and reflected outside of us in our experiences. So every time we have traumatic life experiences or negative life experiences, painful experiences, and we don't fully process the emotions that come along with that, the memory of that energy, that emotion, that story gets stored in our bodies. And time after time, when this is happening, we keep suppressing and storing this in our bodies. And we start to feel very disconnected from from the joy of life, from the truth of who we are. Life begins to feel very heavy. It feels like life is a drag. So with practices, with awareness comes change, right? With awareness comes change. So when we become aware of this, that we are creating our reality, our experiences through our frequency of vibration, through our feelings, through our consciousness, we can implement practices to create coherence and connection back to our truth. So, with breath and movement and sound, these are somatic modalities and practices that allow us to go deep into the body, to start releasing and letting go of this density and heaviness that we carry. And then we have these experiences in life, the human experience, it's stressful, right? And when we're in these states of stress creates cortisol. Cortisol drips into our body. Cortisol is the number one cause of inflammation. Inflammation is the number one cause of dis-ease. And dis-ease isn't just disease, it's dis-ease, a mind and a body that are not vibrating with ease. There's disharmony there. And this is another personal example of that for me because of all of my dis-ease, not being in ease, not being at peace. I had suppressed so much of my pain, of my shame, of my unworthiness, and it created massive fibroids in my uterus to a point so badly that every month when I would menstruate, I would lose so much blood that I would have to go to the hospital to get blood infusions and iron infusions because it was at a point where it was unrepairable. So that's just like another example of how suppressed emotion and suppressed energy gets stored in the body and the profound connection of mind and body. So it is so important for us to understand this and process our emotion and process our pain. It's a paradox, right? Like we have to feel it to heal it. And I know it's painful. It can be painful to feel your pain, but on the other side is so much freedom and so much liberation. So, with these intentional practices, we are able to get into the body to release, and life begins to feel softer, to feel more connected. We're more connected to our authenticity, our truth, and our joy. So, there are systems in place, intentional systems in place to keep us disconnected, to keep us disempowered, to keep us sick, distracted, and numb. And one of the greatest distortions of fear and control traps are the ideas of heaven and hell being places that we go after death. And we've been conditioned to believe that we go to heaven if we follow the rules, if we stay within the lines, and if we live in a way that earns us approval. And hell as a fiery pit of punishment, waiting for anyone who slips or doesn't obey or questions the system or just doesn't measure up. And these distortions become mental frameworks that actually shape how we live our lives and how we think about ourselves and the world that we live in. They teach us to live in fear and to play small and to give our power away to things outside of us, to look for validation for things outside of us. But when we remember that this is not truth and that these are states of consciousness that we create inside of us, then we start to take our power back. We start to take our power back, understanding that these are states of consciousness, that they are all within us. And for myself, I was living in hell for the majority of my life, disconnected from my truth, from from who disconnected from the truth of who I truly am, the truth of how the human experience works. And heaven is alignment to source, to our divine remembrance. And I feel now that I am living in the states of heaven within myself. And that is now being reflected outside of me. Not to say that I'm not human and don't fall into the holes and the traps, but I just find that I catch myself quicker and don't stay in these patterns and loops for as long as I used to. And that's progress, right? So it's so important to give ourselves credit and recognition for our growth and for our progress. Also, shame and fear are the two ways to sabotage your life, to be in a low frequency of vibration. Those are the two lowest states of vibration that we can possibly be in. When we're feeling shame for ourselves, our choices, and fear, we are putting that signal out and aligning to more things that bring us that feeling of shame and fear. So it's catching yourself when you get into those states and being, no, I'm choosing something new, I'm choosing something different, because with awareness comes change. Authenticity and love are the highest frequencies of vibration to be in. So when you are here being yourself, being your authentic self, your truth, sharing who you truly are, the bridge of incidents, the path of least resistance starts unfolding for you, because that is your alignment. That is your path. That is your truth. So reminding you to be in your authenticity, and to give yourself love and compassion and celebrate yourself as much as you possibly can. You know, this is a really exciting time to be alive. We are going through the Great Awakening, and all souls who are here on earth right now, who chose to incarnate into this human experience, are master level souls. So, congratulations to you. My intention is to master this and not come back into this heavy, dense planet again. Learn the lessons and carry on. So it's an exciting time. There are high frequency energies coming into the planet right now. If you have been feeling, tired, exhausted, that's your body integrating and implementing these energies that are coming through the sun to activate codes of truth and remembrance that live within our body, activating that dormant DNA that lives within our body. So some little simple practices in the morning, if you have sunshine, just gazing into the sun for a few minutes. The sun has powerful codes right now that are activating, like I said, that dormant DNA within us to help us remember the truth of who we are, the truth of who we are, to come back home to our power, remembering that we are the creators of our reality. We are more powerful than we even know. There are 11 million kilowatt hours per pound of potential energy locked up in the atoms and the electrons of your body, just waiting to be released. That's enough power to light up your city or town for a day, for days. That's how much power lives within your being. So once you remember this and activate this and raise your frequency of vibration, getting into your authenticity, to truth, to possibility, to joy, you're going to start activating and remembering more of this. So this is super, super, super exciting. Super exciting. Some other little practices too, just to implement to come back into your remembrance, to your truth and power, are asking for guidance. You know, you're never alone. We are never alone. I know that's another thing for me too. I always felt so alone in my pain, and that there was no one else who was experiencing the pain and the shame and the guilt that I did. I just felt so alone in this. And if you, like me, have ever felt this way, please know that we all have a story. We all have trauma, and you are never, ever, ever alone. And it's through those experiences that help you grow and evolve. We can't have the light without the darkness. And I now understand that all of my trauma, all of the things that were happening, they were happening for me, not to me. So I wasn't a victim. You are not a victim. You are not. And it's through those experiences that help us to get curious, to look for new ways for information to come back home to our power and to our truth. So please know that these experiences are not your endings. They are your awakenings. They are your activations to come back to your truth and your power. We all have guides that are here in the non-physical to support us and to watch over us and to guide us. But because as human beings, we have sovereignty, we have free will. So we have to use our free will and ask for guidance from our angels, from our guides. And by doing this, it gives us so much more support. So, a tool for you to call upon your guides, call upon your angels, ask for support when you're in those moments of darkness and just can't see the light. Ask for guidance, call upon your higher self to share guidance with you, to bring you into peace, to bring you into groundedness. You are not alone. You do not have to muscle through this human experience and do it alone. Learn from me. Like I said, I have lived and walked in the depths of darkness for the majority of my life. And it wasn't until I think 2019 when I had the dark night of my soul where I didn't think I could live any longer. And then the whisper from within, the nudges from my soul, my heart said, get curious, explore what else is available to you. And that's when I got into this work. So if I can do it, so can you. If I can do it, so can you. It's a shift in our consciousness, a shift in what we believe to be true about ourself and the world that we live in. Coming home, back home to your power and to your truth, to trusting yourself. Trust yourself. You know, there's probably been so many times that you can remember in situations where your mind was telling you to do one thing, but you could feel that intuition in your body contracting, tightening, telling you it was a no, but you disregarded it. You disregarded it and you went with what the mind was telling you. The mind was hijacking what your body knows, because the wisdom lives in the body. Our nervous system knows the way. So just really trusting yourself. A mantra that I start my day with is, I love myself and I trust myself. I love myself and I trust myself. So just really giving yourself permission to trust, to trust, to trust. Your body always knows. So listening to the intuition and the wisdom that lives within you. There was this verse that I seen and I wanted to share it with you. It's Matthew 7:7, and it is, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. So what does this mean? How do we apply this in our lives? And to me, it's meaning ask, ask for what you want. Speak your needs and your desires into existence. Express yourself fully. Express what is on your heart. Pray, speak it out loud, set intentions because we have to know what it is that we want. It's a direction. It's a direction to give our energy. If we don't know what we want or where we are going, we just keep recreating more of the same undesirable results. So then the seek piece, seek is, this is about taking action, taking action. Don't just ask and sit and pray and manifest, right? We need to move. We need to move towards what we want. So taking action steps in the direction of what it is that we want, looking for understanding, looking for guidance and solutions. And this is all available to us. What you seek is also seeking you back. And then knock. This is our persistence to keep going, to keep showing up for yourself, keep trying, and keep trusting. Keep trusting in yourself. Keep trusting in the unseen. Keep trusting in the power that lives within your being. Knocking implies your effort and your readiness. And like I said, what you seek is also seeking you. So it's so important to know what it is that you want. So your energy has a direction to go. If you don't, it's a compass. It's a compass. It's like getting in your vehicle. And if you don't know where you're going, you can just keep driving around and around in circles, right? Like we need a direction. So that's our intention. That's our vision, where we are going. And then it's taking the action, taking the actions to that align with where we are going. And then to keep going, there's going to be detours, there's going to be bumps in the road, and it might not turn out the way you thought it would, but every detour, every turn it's not a loss, it's a redirection. So also surrendering to the control, surrender to gripping on so tightly, having it go a way that you think it is supposed to. It's letting go and letting God, trusting that everything is happening divinely on purpose and for you. Oh my goodness. My heart feels full. I hope that this conversation sparked something within you. I hope this conversation activated some remembrance of truth that lives within your being. Please do not forget, you are powerful, you are limitless, and you are divinely guided. Keep your thoughts and your feelings in alignment with where you are going. Self-love, Authenticity. That is the frequency, that is the vibration that we want to be in to access our most high timeline, who we came here to be. I see you, I value you, and I honor you. The love and light in me sees and honors the love and light within you. Mwah.